Puppy.
Oh, puppy.
Ooh, Greg. Bella.
Kitty puppy.
Oh,
Thank God I'm wearing
see-
pants. Hi, Nick.
See a dog.
Puppy. Cutie
Oh.
puppy.
And Greg's crotch. All right, so let's get this
Ah.
show on the road. That's the apt beginning for this episode, which is Beer Analysis 101 with your host, Maxwell Starr. Thank you for watching. We're had to take it, censor ourselves after that scene from Greg. No, before we have to censor ourselves, let's introduce the beer that we have with us tonight, which is Faxe Premium from the Faxe Brewery in Denmark, established 1901. 5% ABV beer. Let's from your Royal Unibrew in Faxe, Denmark, I think it is, or Faxe, Denmark. All right, let's introduce who we have with us, starting with Lady Lee. Hi, Lee.
Hello.
How you doing tonight?
Good. How are you?
Not too bad.
That is good.
Excellent.
We have beer.
Nice, and the same beer, which is important for the show, you know. All right, so we don't have a Greg apparently. He's trying to set the mood lighting, I guess, by turning all the lights on and off. It's got the Boloski rave going on.
No, listen, I'm Polish, and I realized that I had way too many lights than I needed. I'm like, this cost me money, so off they go.
So now you got one set of lights that overexposes your entire half of your face.
No, just one half, Nick. Look, this is light Greg, dark Greg. Light Greg, dark
All right, all right.
This is
So other than
Angel and
that,
his
Greg,
There's a gift for Jamie to create.
you can see Greg's got like an angel on one shoulder and a devil on the other.
Yeah, they're both
telling him what to
pretty
do.
much
It's like you should. The devil's probably going like you should hoop that, and the angel's saying no, Greg. Wait, yeah, you're right.
I mean, it's kind of like I got Manly on one shoulder, Paul on the other. Yeah, one's better than the other, but by how much, I don't know.
Both of them are saying it mouth to mouth. All right.
Yeah, except Paul's just saying she doesn't have to be alive. And you, whoa, this is gotten weird for the anal. Hi, Nick.
Yeah. All right. All right. So, let's go back to the. I didn't realize that when we did Faxe 10 for the Beer Analysis 101, that was when we did so long ago. That was the original 8 episodes of Beer Analysis 101 that were done on Lee's channel, Mr. Lee Russell of Hooley Beer Reviews, or High Tide and Vibes as he calls himself now. I see he's in the chat. Hi, Lee. But yeah, so I was totally flat-footed when I was like, okay, it's 8:30 tonight, and now I have to write a beer history for this brewery. Thankfully, Wikipedia to the rescue. I was able to gather some stuff up and write a good blurb on Faxe here, so I'll get started. Faxe Brewery was founded in 1901 in the town of Faxe, Denmark, by Nicoline and Conrad Nielsen, originally called Faxe, F-A-K-S-E, Dampbryggeri. After Conrad's untimely death in 1914, his widow continued to run the brewery as Faxe Brewery. Becoming fairly successful by the late 1920s, selling mild ales and soft drinks, like carbonated soft drinks, to the Zealand, Lolland, Falster, and Copenhagen regions of Denmark. I'm probably mispronouncing some of this stuff. By 1930, though, the brewery began running into water supply issues. They drilled a deeper hole 80 meters down and hit a limestone-filtered layer of rock, which wound up being great for mineral water and for water for beer. And as a result, had a boosting the legend of their lagers and sodas. So apparently they got this really soft water as thanks to this limestone layer of filtering. So one of the reasons why they were really, successful. All right. So in 1945, Nicoline retired, and the brewery became a partnership between her 3 sons, who continued to run the family brewery until their untimely deaths within 3 years of each other at the end of the 60s, early 60s. A grandson of Nicoline, Bent Bride Nielsen, became head, beginning a period of expansion for the brewery with their pale lager Faxe Fad, achieving success during the draft beer craze in the 1970s. It's like a 4.6% ABV draft lager or something. So during the 1980s, the brewery invested in new facilities, sales, and marketing. During this time, the brewery became especially popular for their Den Store Danksen and Der Grosse Dane, basically the Great Dane in either language, effectively, which was 1 liter cans of gas station or supermarket beer inspired by Faxe Fad. So it was an export premium version of the Faxe Fad draft. In Switzerland, and today the Great Dane cans are still available in both Faxe Premium 5% and in Faxe 10% varieties. So I will add. Well, I'll talk about that at the end. In 1989, Faxe merged with Jyske Bryggeri series and Thor breweries to form Royal Unibrew. Today, Royal Unibrew is mainly an export brewery, with 70% of their export output going to the export market, and is the largest Danish exporter of beer, shipping to 75 countries worldwide. Other beers from Faxe include the aforementioned Faxe 10%, which we'd done before. And beer analysis. So, and they also have the Faxe Alt beer, or no, not the Alt beer, the Faxe Amber. I think they did have an Alt beer. Faxe Gold 5.5, Faxe IPA, Faxe Red Eric, Faxe Wit beer. That one I did have. It showed up here. Faxe Stout, which I'd love to try, and Faxe Black, which I'm assuming is a Schwarz beer. So Faxe Premium Lager is a 5% ABV, 23 IBU European pale lager brewed with an all malt grain bill and water from their own well in Denmark. So this is actually still brewed in Denmark. So it's pretty cool. Yeah. I'm right?
Right. Left.
Right. Anyway, while I couldn't find exact information connecting the dots between the Great Dane lager they talked about, which they said was based off of Faxe Fad and was 5% ABV, available in Germany, it seems like the modern day cans in Germany are Faxe Premium. So I'm assuming these are the same beer. So that might mean that this originated in the 1980s as the Great Dane, big 1 liter cans of gas station beer. So Americans should be very familiar with that concept. All right. So let's go over to, we'll start with Lady Lee and ask, hey Lee, how you doing? And what's your history with this beer?
I have history with this beer. I drank it once before.
Yay.
I had a night of, it was a night, what night was it? I can't remember.
I'm not surprised.
It was our one where we had to like grab a 10% or higher beer. And I got like really drunk off of it. So I'm like, I'm going to drink this beer now. So anyways, that is my history. That's what happened. That's as exciting as it gets.
There you go.
Nice.
So I've had it once before, and then I had to go buy a new can because we were doing a review.
Nice.
Yay. There it is.
All right. Thank you, Lady. All right. Let's go over to Gorg.
Nick, since I paid absolutely no attention to the show so far, is this an analysis or a reanalysis?
This is an analysis. The first time we're doing this one.
Good job.
We did the Faxe 10 years ago, but we were doing the 5% now.
That's what I thought, but I just wanted to confirm. So yes, but I have had this once before that I've checked in. I never checked it as an anal analysis, although I usually don't do that nowadays anyways. So yeah, I've had it once before. I don't remember any context to it whatsoever. I do believe the reason why I had it was just out of curiosity. I don't go to the beer store very often, and these newfangled things that came out in the last 5 to 10 years, these beer stores that you can go around and pick your own beer, unlike the old ones where that still exists, that you have to like say, I want this beer, and they bring it out from the back. So I was just walking around this mysterious new beer store that they built, and I'm like, what kind of beer do they have that I don't normally see at the LCBO? And I just gathered a bunch of these hobo beers. I think I got a Crest. I think I got a Faxe 10%. I got some other 10% awful beer. Like all these beers I just don't normally see. I'm like, I'm going to try all these. And yeah, most of them weren't good. But they were all ridiculously cheap. I think back then they were like all like $2 each or something. So great.
Jeez.
So I believe this is my second time having them. This.
Them faxes.
Them
Them's the faxes.
Fastest on the other syllable. All right. Right on, Greg. Let's go over to moi. And I honestly don't know when the first time I ever had this beer was. I know it was one of those weird, like off-the-shelf European lagers that were, piqued my curiosity in the summers of like 2009 and 2010 before I started doing beer reviews. I know the first time I ever like reviewed this was as review number. Can I share my screen here? Not that anybody cares. Review number, this is a news article from Maxwell Star reporting that I did do this beer way back in 2012. Looks like I reviewed it at possibly Scott's The Round Table.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, it was probably a good night of drinking there. So it was with the Sith, with the fuzz, and it was uploaded on November 29, 2012 as review number 451. Anybody wants to check that out. I don't remember. So it was pretty well unanimous that we gave it.
Like and subscribe.
Yeah, spoilers, I guess. I wonder if it's changed since then. But
wow, and even Lager Boy didn't give it a high rating.
Lager Boy wasn't there. Oh, Lager. Oh, I suppose that was. Sorry, never mind.
I know your fuzz.
For Luke Grant.
Fuzz.
All right, so Fuzz didn't care for it either. So let's move along. We've got a whole pile of comments. Anybody want to read them, Greg or Lee?
I can read them, sure.
All right.
What's the panel's body count? Asking for a friend. To which, that's Mr. Lee Russell. Beers for Days says at least 201. Okay, so depending what he means by body count, either yay for you or the cops are on their way. Lee Russell says, holy shit, these sluts get around. No need to slut shame the sluts. You're late, sluts. Get the show going. Rude. Nick missed the chance to name himself Factual Star 5%. I mean, it's not too late. Nick can still change his name. Never do ass to mouth. Sorry. Again, don't kink shame. Someone is into it. Why not? Don't blame me, ass. Is he talking to his own butt now? I don't know. Nick, can you start over and read the history again a bit slower? I learned nothing. I agree, Nick. Would you mind?
Mm-hmm.
I think Nick just said, fuck you.
You should listen.
Maybe you should listen, is what Lee Hardy says.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if she's talking to me or Lee, but
Lee.
Maybe you should shush and let the men talk. Wow.
What the fuck?
That is just very rude.
I think sexist.
Misogynist Lee Russell strikes again.
You put as much effort into listening to the show as you do put into your sexism, you might be able to follow this whole thing better.
Oh. And then I said, don't be afraid of the bank machine, Lee. In case anyone doesn't know, ass to mouth ATM bank machine. In case anyone didn't know that.
You never go ask to mouth.
There's a first time for everything, Nick. Chippewa Beer Fest 2023.
God.
Denmark, the mark of the... Vincent Fournier says, Denmark, the mark of the den. Why aren't you Factual Star today? The second person to ask him that.
I didn't think of that.
Nick said, shut up. He didn't think of it. Miss Lee Hardy says, maybe you should have gotten the beer so you could have talked, but since you didn't, you have to listen to the ladies talk.
Oh.
There we go. Hold them off.
It was you can't watch this show unless you have the beer now.
To which Radar thinks she was directing that at him, but I imagine it was at Lee. He says, I don't mind that. Happy face. And then Mr. Misogynist Lee Russell says, I don't have access to facts. Don't beer wasteland shame me. Okay, so that's not beer wasteland shame the poor fella. You know, he has to deal with what he has. He only has Molson Canadian there. Don't lady shame me. Wow, there's a lot of to which Mr. Russell says, start acting like one. Wow. Then why are you shushing me? Because patriarchy. No need to make sense. Well, you make babies in a cave. This lady ain't making babies. Okay, can we pause the show so these two can fuck? And that's it for comments right now.
All right, Lady is going to step out here for a second.
All right, there we go. And she's done.
That was quick.
How was the
absolutely not surprised.
Thanks, guys. Thanks.
Oh well, it's not you were the quick, probably. You were the quick.
That's usually men's problems.
Too quick.
Yeah.
Well, now that Mr. Lee is wiping off the ass from his mouth.
Yeah. All right, so
that's it for comments, Nick. You're just looking at me now. So
your best team ever. It's your best Tim ever. Congratulations to Tim.
Hey, good for him.
Yes, it's just a touch.
Hey, listen, as long as he's satisfied, that's all that matters.
Ooh, guess who's here? Finally, you decided to show up all the way from the land of Alberta.
I was trying to order food. I'm sorry.
Food is
And
irrelevant.
it's basically just liquid bread.
Exactly. You don't need any other kind of food when you're having Faxe.
That's true. That's true. I am. Oh,
All right, Dan. So first of all, how you doing?
Oh my God, busy as hell. You guys, I'm doing good other than that.
There's no read of a recap of what beer we're drinking because we all brought the same beer that like Dan was supposed to bring.
Which
it
appears to have brought.
I brought it. Okay, it's here. It's here. Okay.
Right.
Just because you had to talk amongst yourselves doesn't mean I'm that much of an asshole. Okay.
Their assholes are clean. Maybe not Greg's, but all right.
I mean, listen, enter at your own risk.
Yeah, no thanks.
All right. So, Dan, what's your history with Faxe Premium?
You're looking at it.
Really? You've never had this before?
No. I have never had Faxe Premium before.
Wow.
It's funny, you look like the kind of guy that would drink it.
I know. I thought I would too, but no, I'm not.
There's no lactose.
Yeah, there's no lactose. Yeah, sorry, I can't have it. There's no lactose. Wait, there's no lactose. I'm out. Sorry, guys.
Jesus. All right, so I'm kind of thinking, like, I'm trying to remember all the beers I've had from Faxe. I've had the premium. I thought they had like a green can, a Maibach or something.
I think they do.
Did they have a Festbach? I had that one. I think I even reviewed that one actually. It was reviewed around the same time. And I had, of course, the black can, the 10. The wit beer showed up here with at New Brunswick within the last year or two. And I want to say there was probably one other. Like, I want to say that they made an alt beer that I didn't see listed on their website.
Yeah. There's an amber premium, 0%.
I think we only have 3 of them here.
Oh, I had the Faxe IPA.
Faxe IPA? I've never even heard
Faxe
of that.
made an IPA. I had it in 2019, and I did not like it.
I would love to try that just because I'm so fucking curious what it would taste like.
Yeah. Faxe Premium. Flipping through their beers. What else is here?
They have amber, Faxe 10, and yeah, that's all I see. Beer store. Oh, available at select LCBOs. Oh, yeah, because they are not available anywhere else. Yeah.
I want to try that Faxe Stout. And apparently, wow, I didn't know this. Apparently, the company Royal Unibrew makes that Vital malt beverage. You can get it at the grocery store.
Oh.
The chat knows what I'm talking about. They had a Faxe 7.1 at one point, too. I think I remember. I think that was the green can. I don't know.
Well,
I think all a bunch of crap. Look at this.
Here I am stuck with just my regular Faxe.
Yeah.
So disappointed.
So you're such a simp there, Greg.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there it is. 7% Festbach.
Your hobos get to drink a different kind of Faxe under the bridge every day. Our hobos just drink the same stuff.
Yeah, I cram a Xerox down their throat.
So.
Faxe machine.
By the way, I'm not fucking kidding. So very close to me is an LCBO, literally walking distance. I still drive there, but it's walking distance. And to get there,
it's not as close as it used to be.
And to get there is what do you mean it's not as close as it used to be? Oh, yeah, you're right. You're right.
Condo, you can just walk downstairs and there's an LCBO.
You know what? By the time I get out of the condo, walk around and get to it, it's probably would be about the same for me to walk there, or at least drive there would be the same as me walking to the home. But anyway, not the point.
Yeah, I suppose you could go downstairs in the elevator and then find your car, then drive out and then park next door.
To drive to that LCBO would take forever and actually get out of the garage and shit. Yeah. Plus those stupid parking back there. But no, the point is, so the LCBO is close to me now. and there is legitimately a bridge between me and that LCBO where, you know, the park goes through and it's like underneath. And it is very common to see, if you go there very early in the morning, you'll see the alcoholics just kind of, and these aren't hobos. These are just regular guys that I think are just hiding their alcoholism from their wives or children or whatever. So it is not uncommon at like 8 in the morning.
Regular people can be alcoholics too, Greg.
I know they
Same.
can. I know.
That makes sense.
I know. I just didn't want anyone to know.
Makes Faxe sound like the most enablest brewery of them all, which is actually kind of accurate.
I bought Crest twice for my LCBO. I think they might start thinking I'm.
So would you like a paper bag with that?
Well, usually what will happen before somebody comes, before the real hobos come and actually clean up the cans, there often is like, you know, a stack of like 100 cans and like by the river or whatever. And many of them are Faxe and Crest and all that good stuff. And then somebody will come clean them all up and take them to the beer store.
Well, these beers are so popular here that literally Faxe 10 has its own pallet of just single cans. You know, they're less than $4 for a 10% can. They go a mile, and they're not a bad tasting. Well, I mean, objectively bad tasting beer. Like you had to drink it.
I came close to buying it today. I was like, yeah, you know, I haven't had something this bad in a while.
I was thinking I'd like to buy a can of it, like get a couple cans of it.
Oh, I got one, but
Drink
I'm saving it for our hobo show.
Oh,
We gotta destroy Dan's liver before he takes a month off.
Before he dries out. We need to have Dan under a bridge in Calgary drinking Faxe 10s.
That's not hard to do, actually.
When you live near a bridge.
Well,
of course, you're in Calgary. Where's there not a bridge? You know.
I live near
It's
a
like
park
Toronto.
that's got bridges and everything near there, so that shouldn't be a problem at all.
Nick, have you ever
You'll find
drank?
yourself drunk under a storm culvert?
Nick, have you ever drank under a covered bridge?
I'm not going to say no. I don't remember, but it's probably yes.
Or he drank under a bridge naked.
No, I've never done that. Drank naked, yes, but I mean, under a bridge, no.
All right. Well, next Quiz Pants' piss up. We need to make this happen.
We're all gonna go get drunk.
I thought we were bringing everyone to North Bay this time.
Does North Bay have any covered bridges? I don't think so.
Yeah, we don't.
We're gonna move the covered up there.
I mean,
Actually,
if we
has to
had to
get
North
naked
Bay,
and
all
drunk under.
the okay, too many people talking at the same time.
sorry.
Sorry, Carrie. I mean, Greg.
Go ahead, Nick.
Carry on. What were you saying?
No, I was just gonna say the good thing about having the fest in North Bay is all our food would be covered and free because Lou Dog would be catering, right?
It wouldn't be free, but try to
Oh, well.
Lou wouldn't be covered either.
I'm the only one fucking him, so I'm the only one who gets free food.
Whoa. Greg,
Well,
Greg's,
what if we fuck him? Then do we get free food?
You'll have to ask
Greg's-
him.
Greg's gonna get free food. He's
I don't really think his opinion should weigh in on this.
If he's making the food, his opinion might weigh
And
in
doing
on
the
this.
fucking, but no, I don't think his opinion should.
Jesus.
Anyway, who knows where the next beer fest will take us? Hopefully, it's somewhere close enough to me, so I'll go.
Like North
You know-
Bay.
Far away.
Well, it's closer than New Brunswick.
It's gonna be
Or Alberta.
it's gonna have to be at his house because that's the closest he wants it.
I mean, I'm willing to go to my backyard, so that's the compromise I can make.
Oh, just what we need.
And I mean, listen. I will give Carrie a $20 tip if he just delivers all the Lou Dog food to us. So there we go. Unless it's cold. If it gets to me cold, no tip for Carrie.
I'll just bring Ryan. I'll just bring Lou Dog. He can cook for us.
I mean, that's probably the best way to go. How come we're never invited to an Alberta beer fest? Dan doesn't like us.
Dan doesn't want to host us up there.
Or Jamie. Jamie's there now too.
Yeah, Jamie's
They
there.
both
now.
hate us.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They both are like, fuck those people. Those
No, we figured that you guys
Close
wouldn't
dwellers.
survive out here.
Hey, I lived out there for a year.
Yeah, and look what you moved back.
I lived there for the year. I still really did survive, technically, even though it was barely. All right, we ready to?
Nick, you've already got the right hairstyle. Just shave the front, and you've got your mullet set up. You're good to
I
go.
got my mullet, so I can go drink Faxe 10s under a bridge. There's so much better stuff to
10%
drink
and
out
say
there.
fuck Trudeau.
Oh.
Yeah.
I just love a lot of people have their things up, and the reason why they hate him is not for the reasons they should hate him, because everything that they hate him for is not actually his thing. It's others, like other governments or other situations or whatever. I'm like, you guys are just really uneducated, but it's cool.
You're shocked
Good try.
people hate something that they haven't done the proper research on?
You're shocked that people are uneducated?
I thought the best someone
Damn
selling
liberals.
Fuck Trudeau sweatpants, and she said, I don't want to make this political. Don't comment if you don't want them. I'm like, it is political. You're selling shit that's political. Of course people are going to say shit. Anyways, move on. Beer. Yes.
So this is what this beer does to people, is talk political bullshit.
Oh, yeah.
I have drank like this much. Just so.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. You can have the
Right.
tiniest little amount.
I drank that much.
Oh, God,
I'm
I
right
still
down.
have
I'm
four
right down
bottles.
there on the with Greg.
Yeah, I gotta save the rest for my review.
You want to go
All
first
right.
then? I don't really have one.
I could go
what,
first.
Me?
Well,
What?
Greg
I
wants
think-
to go first.
I could go first. Just trying to
All right,
see.
go
I just
first.
want to quickly see what my review of it last time was. If I think I'm pretty much in agreement with what I rated it last time, more or less. So,
Sorry.
my question is, why do I taste a lot of alcohol in a 5% beer? Now, again, that just might be something I'm picking up on. I'm not sure if that actually is alcohol or just a flavor I'm picking up on, but to me, it tastes like alcohol. And yeah, I don't know why this beer just doesn't taste very good. Like it's not good at all. Now there's no corn syrup in it, so I will give it. I don't get the corn chips taste or whatever, but I do like it more than that beer we drank. Was it last week? The one that was almost undrinkable. The latte thing.
The one that I enjoyed, yes.
Yeah, the one that you enjoyed. But see, the thing is, I couldn't stand the sweetness. So if
Yeah.
you're somebody who likes sweetness more than I do, I could see
That
it
makes
being a good
sense,
beer
yeah.
that you'd enjoy. But to me, it was just too sweet to actually be able to drink anymore. So I do enjoy it more than that. But to be honest, I'm going to throw this right out there. Between this and the 10%, I would drink the 10% because at least you can get shit faced on less of them. But yeah, the 10% tastes worse than this. It's like everything about this but magnified. But you drink 2 or 3 of them and you're annihilated. This, you wouldn't get annihilated as quickly, and you'd have to keep drinking and
Drink
tasting
more of it.
Yeah. So, personal style. I mean, is this considered a macro lager? This can't be a craft lager.
European pale lager. So like
European pale. Oh,
versus Heineken or Grolsch or Beck's. Or
oh.
something.
See, you know what? If I had rated it as a macro lager, it probably would have done a little bit better. But
That's true.
I could compare this to like Molson Canadian or something, and this is actually better. But compared to European lagers, are usually at least half decent, especially if you can get them somewhat fresh and not skunked. So, I mean, yeah, as far as European lagers go, I don't even know, honestly, what would be worse than this. I'd have to really go through my archives and kind of have a look. But yeah, there's not a whole lot worse than this as far as the European lager is, because like Heineken's better than this. Grolsch is better than this. Stella Artois, the one they cut with the top with the knife, that one's better than this. Yeah, this just isn't very good. Style 4, personal enjoyment. Yeah, I'm in agreement with that. I'll give it 5.5. It's a bare pass. Drinkable. You gave it to me at a party, I would drink it. I wouldn't be happy about it. I do like this more than the general. I do generally like this more than like, you know, your typical big brand beer. So I'd probably drink this over for sure over a Canadian. It's about as same as Budweiser. Coors Light tastes more like water, but at least this you'll get more of a buzz from. But also Coors Light has more of an assy taste to it than this does. This just tastes like alcohol. It's like it's almost like you took a lager and you kind of dumped a shot of vodka in it. That's what this kind of tastes like to me. So I mean, it's drinkable. It's not overly sweet. There's a positive. So there we go. I'm bumping my rating up to a 6. It's not overly sweet.
Yay.
Here's my first.
All right. Thank you, Greg. Hey, Lee, you got to follow that up now.
Easy. This is, I actually am going to greatly agree with Greg. It is, I couldn't figure out what the taste was, but as soon as you kind of said that, like it just tastes like alcohol, because I was like tasting it. I'm like, I don't taste anything. There's nothing I can like figure a taste out. So I just saying it tastes like alcohol. It kind of makes sense. Now the actual like first swig you taste, it doesn't really taste like much, so it's not like bad or good, but it leaves this like weird aftertaste that like as you keep progressively drinking, you can just still feel that aftertaste, and it just makes the beer taste worse as you go along drinking it. I think the only benefit of like all the macro lagers he mentioned is that when they're cold, they're basically flavorless. So if you drink them really fucking fast, you won't taste them. While this one does have flavor. I still prefer it over macro lager though. I really don't like those. Most of them. As for like a European lager, I'm gonna agree with Greg. I'm gonna give it a 4. It doesn't have that lagery taste. And for personal preference, yeah, it's drinkable. I think I agree. That's like perfect explanation. If someone gave it to me at a party, like I wouldn't be happy about it, but I could drink it. But I'm just gonna go. I don't know if I should. I split myself. Hold on.
Got enough beers.
I'm gonna give it.
Beer.
I'm gonna give it a 5.5, and a big reason is, like I said, that aftertaste just like lingers. And then if you drink more, like because I'm a slow drinker, so when I take smaller sips, I find that like taste tends to be more pungent. Yeah. So yeah, that's 5.5 for me.
Nice. All right. Thank you, Lee. Let's go over to Alberta Dan, who knows. I guess knows Alberta. Go ahead.
I hope so.
I was wondering where I was going to go with that one.
Yeah, that just you dropped the ball on that one. So I'm
knows where to go underneath a bridge to drink these, basically.
Yeah. Plus 15s everywhere. I mean, that counts, doesn't it? It technically is a bridge from one place to the other. I get that sort of corny flavor that you get from like these types of beers, and it's easy drinking, but my God, it's filling. Like it's bloating me out like there's no tomorrow. I can drink one of these and probably that's it. Sweetness, yes, it's really sweet. It kind of reminds me, and I don't remember much after it, but the 75-cent draft nights I used to go to at bars and hammer a bunch of those back. The style, it's a lager. It kind of has a sweetness to it. It kind of has like a breadiness afterwards, but it feels really watered down and really just, I want to say blah to be honest. Just yeah. It's a party beer. It could be a party beer, but you better be feeding me some better beers before you feed me this shit. The style,
keep you drunk.
Yeah, exactly.
You drink this while you're already drunk.
Exactly. Keep you going.
Maintain your buzz.
Yep.
Otherwise, it's just a buzz kill.
Pretty much. Yep.
Ooh.
So nice pun on words.
Yeah.
Very punny.
Go ahead.
Anyways, style. Yeah, I gotta say 4. Sure, okay, it's a lager, but it's a very weak lager, watered down lager. Enjoyability. Give me a few other beers before this, and I might enjoy it more. Give me this like how I'm having it now. I don't enjoy it. So for style, for enjoyability, sorry, it's a 3.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm drinking it, but
Yikes.
only just to get it out of my fucking glass.
I think we need to put a bridge over Dan to see if it enhances it for him.
And a paper bag. Don't forget to put in a paper
Bridge
bag.
over Dan Faxe water. You will weigh me down.
Wait a minute. You know what? Because you have to be politically correct, I'll have a combustible bag. There we go.
Compostable bag.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, plastic bag that shit.
Not still
Going
tastes like
hardcore.
shit.
Oh.
Still sells with a
Go up to like a 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10 needs more bridge.
Yeah, you know.
all right.
Maybe one of those barrels with fire.
Oh.
Ooh.
Oh.
All right, Dan. It's all right. Thank you, Dan.
No worries.
It's my turn. I'm sitting way too back in my chair. All right, so when I first cracked this open, poured it out, I get this really strong yeast, sulfur, kind of grassy smell. As I took a drink of it, first notion I had was like, holy shit, this is grassy as fuck. It is got a semi-sweet taste, but not overall cloying, but it is a bit heavy for 5.5% ABV. It's a touch bready, bitter, almost grapefruit zest or like resin or rind kind of taste to it.
Jesus Christ, I tasted none of this.
Yeah, nope, me too.
Well, I'm just trying to explain it. It's almost got this like bitter grapefruit kind of taste in the hop note. I can see where other people would see it as like alcohol. I mean, 5% ABV shouldn't really be tasting the alcohol. Herbal bready finish, again, heavy for 5% ABV, but I do like that it goes down smooth and the finish is actually relatively clean. I don't hate this. I think I liked it the best out of all of us. I mean, for style, it's obviously not as good. Like you put this in the same category as the likes of like Grolsch or Heineken or Beck's or even Beck's. And I'm not really the biggest fan of Beck's, but especially Grolsch, like Grolsch and Heineken are actually pretty fairly solid beers. This is a joke compared to those, but it's better than your average macro lager from like say the U.S. lager or something like that. So it's still, it's okay. I'm gonna give it a 6 for style. I don't hate it. Overall enjoyment, I'm actually kind of enjoying this. Like I expected to be drinking something that I absolutely hate or just tasted like overall garbage. And I'm not going to tell you that this is amazing, wonderful beer. I'm just going to tell you, like, hey, if somebody handed this to me at a party, I would drink it, but probably would say thank you even.
I'd say thank you. I just wouldn't be happy about it.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, I wouldn't say I wouldn't be happy. I would just be meh over it. Like,
You wouldn't punch them in the face.
No, I wouldn't want to like when they turn around and pour this down their pants or something like that. It's just
wow. I mean, that might be fun to do anyway.
That would be like Dan give it a 3. It's like 3 and then pour it over their fucking kid's head.
Yeah, Dan murders their entire family.
So yeah, you better watch it. They don't let your kids walk out into the street. Anyway.
I need a Zamboni.
Wow.
All right. So yeah, so my score is 6 for the style, 6.5 for overall enjoyment. I don't mind it. Anyway, there's lots of comments. Greg, you want to read?
Oh yes. So as we last left our soap opera, I believe the Lees had gone to make cave babies, and then about 3 to 4 seconds later, Lady Lee returned, seemingly very satisfied, and Mr. Lee said it's his best time ever. So, yay! I'm glad you're always improving yourself. Vincent Radar says team. I don't know what's that referring to. Faxe Berta Christian beer review. I'm assuming that's Dan coming in. Mr. Russell says, Dan's here. Finally, the show is back on track and educational. To which Mr. Radar says, educational. H's in Alberta, the deep south of Canada.
God.
And then Miss Hardy says, it's always educational when you're not on the show. Burn.
Oh.
And then, for some reason I said Dan should put the ass back in class. I think I meant to say. But anyways, that half of 5% beer really got me drunk. Mr. Russell says, I dumb everything down. It's true. I mean, he's good at explaining things. Then
For Sims.
Miss Lee says classic with the ass in capital letters, putting the ass in classic.
Yep.
Faxe IPA, which is I think what we all thought when Nick said that there's a Faxe IPA. I did not know such a thing existed. My God, I want to try it. Mr. Radar says, yeah, but it stands for India Pale Ass. Going with the ass.
You know, Raider is actually right, I think.
I have no doubt he is.
It's meant for everything.
Vita. Oh, by the way, before I continue with the comments, Lady Lee, I agree with you. I did not taste any of that shit that Nick tasted. Frankly, I think Nick makes it all up. But anyway,
I say all these notes of tasting. I'm like, what? I literally tasted fuck all.
Yeah, it's his show. Let him lie to his audience.
Got a better tongue than I do.
Then Mr. Well, Mr. Russell. Mr. Russell says Vita Malt sells really well for some reason. I don't even know what that is. You don't sell very well, says Miss Hardy. Mr. Russell says hard to get sold when you're priceless. Wow.
Ooh. In Montreal.
What's next week beer? Says Beers for Days.
We'll answer that in a momento.
And then Miss Hardy, I think, meant to correct Mr. Russell in saying he's worthless instead of priceless. To which he agrees. He says he's worthless and priceless. I mean, kind of worthless.
So in other words, he should be living in Alberta because he's worthless and priceless at the same time.
It's just
right.
worthless.
Lee
Just
Russell.
stop
Lee
trying
Russell.
to.
What?
Lee Russell is the
dream is
Alberta
over.
beer tube. We've determined this. Mr. Radar wrote something in some language that I don't understand.
Probably says what's next week's beer, I betcha.
Then he translated into, I don't know if that, he translated into another language I don't understand. So I assume that what's next week's beer, Nick will tell you soon. To which Mr. Russell has kind of like an angry whale red face thing. I don't know what that is. I don't know if that's racist or not.
Sad face. It's a red sad face.
Oh, okay.
Probably racist. Knowing Lee is probably racist.
Red sad droopy eyes. That's what they called it on this
Red
thing.
Red dude, sad
Streamer.
Lady Lee says sucks to suck. Russell says, yep, I know. Dan's going to dry out like dirty old washcloth. Yep, that's pretty much February Dan.
Yep.
Which Radar says, I drink under the bridge of my nose. Clever. Ooh, dusty and dry. And Quebec piss up is a possibility by Radar. And that's so far the end of our story.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
basically the Lees are fighting. Radar's talking gibberish. And
I'm going dry.
Why Beers for Days still watches us, I don't know, but thanks for the view.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, here's the rating. Overall style. Yeah, style 4.5, overall 5.3. Didn't do well, but were you really expecting it to do well?
I was just trying to think. I'm starting to get grapefruit from this, and then I realized I'm drinking different beer. I forgot I poured myself something different.
I'm gonna see if I can. This is not next week's beer, but I'm gonna see if I can get grapefruit to this bastard. This is my next beer.
You get grapefruit. I think.
Anyway, yeah. So what's next week's beer? Tentatively, you're gonna say that as long as Greggy here can get it, we're gonna do Mosaic 4 Ways from Collective Arts. Go figure. We'll do a Collective Arts beer. But it's
Big surprise.
hard to find a beer that's both available in New Brunswick and in Ontario and actually interesting. So it's yeah. So
now,
we're
I
gonna
probably
do.
can get it, although I'm hoping the LCBO website comes back up because right now they're down because somebody tried to hack them, and I can't check inventory, and that would require me driving up to a couple kilometers away, and I don't want to do that.
Stole credit card numbers. This isn't a foreshadowing of things later this month, but
I could be that asshole that calls the LCBO and asks them to check a beer for me.
do it.
We also have Fruly.
Go online and look up their phone number.
I do have 3 Fruly in my fridge because after that Lady Lee scare, I made sure to go buy some.
Yeah, I
In
still
case
have
they
2
sell out again.
I have 2 Lee left.
No.
Alrighty, I think
You have 2 Lee Frulies?
Fruly. So, yeah, I think that wraps up this week's episode.
This anal?
I take a picture of said beer. So tune in next time when we hoop this one. Mosaic 4 ways next week, as long as Greg can actually get it, because it's really hard to do an episode when only one of us has the beer or 2 of us has the beer, etc.
I have the beer.
Yeah,
it could be it could be a you and Lady Lee twosome. That would be exciting. But that being said, if you do want to hoop it, the Fruly bottles are easier to hoop.
It's true.
Yeah, weirdly enough. Take the foil off the top first.
Oh
All
my
right.
gosh.
So thank you, Radar. Thank you, Lee. Thank you, Lately. Thank you, Beers for Days, for tuning in and watching us on Beer Analysis 101. We'll be back next week for your viewing pleasure, for her pleasure, with Mosaic 4 ways. So we're going to have a 4-way next week.
Fuck. I could actually buy
There's
it.
4 of
here.
us.
Ooh,
God,
There's 4 of us. We'll have a
Yeah, there's
4-way.
got to be 4 of us
Yay.
next time.
we're going to have a 4-way.
If there's a 5, there's 5 of
That's
us.
like-
It's gonna be trouble.
That's like,
North.
that's not an Eiffel Tower. That's like Notre Dame Cathedral.
No, that's a
I mean,
leaning
the
tower.
Eiffel